Hi, I'm Robert.
And I'm Julie. And we
are
are Honey Bear Ventures. Hi, it's Julie. I'm out here at Lake Point RV Park in Valley View, Texas. And I just spent a little time talking with the manager, Michelle. And she shared with me a story that happened to them back in January of a fire that happened here in the park. And so I wanted to share her story with you. So here it is.
Hey, I am Michelle Patrick. I'm the manager here at Lake Point RV Resort, an amazing resort. We're about 5 minutes of I-35, about 15 minutes from Oklahoma, and we're nestled between Sanger, Texas and Gainesville, Texas. I have been here since February of last year. Moved from a 5-bedroom home into a fifth wheel. Challenging, but absolutely wouldn't change it. And became the manager here in September of this year. January 30th, about 11 o'clock at night, my son's trailer, his RV, caught on fire and engulfed in flames, and they lost everything. Every personal prized possession they owned was gone in that fire. Our power was out, and they had lit a candle so the kids had light. My 3-year-old grandson was the one that saw the fire and alerted his parents to it. And thank goodness that he did. But it took the whole trailer and possessions underneath the trailer and anything outside and around the trailer. I have 5 children, Brittany, Gary, Aaron, Noelle, and Noah. All grown, and I have 11 grandchildren. So there is Carter, who is the 3-year-old, and then there's Grayson, who is 5, and his birthday was just 15 days prior to the fire. And then there was a newborn baby. She's 2 months old now, but she was about 5 weeks old when the fire happened. And so, little girl, Natalia. She was with the parents in the bedroom, yes. Okay. Yes, she was. The other 2 just happened to, because the power was out, wanted to sleep in the living room. And thank goodness, because the loft where Grayson slept just absolutely engulfed as well. There is no loft left. Yes, it went up in about 2.5 minutes. My grandson screamed for mommy, and she alerted my son, and he got them all out. Somewhere in the midst of that, he burned his hand with second-degree burns. He's not quite sure how, where, when. And once they were out, he tried to put the fire out with my husband, Joe, and they couldn't put the fire out. And then he realized, hey, I need to get the propane tanks off because it will be a fireball if not for this park. And he did. He ripped them out of the RV. He's doing okay. He had second-degree burns. He was taken by ambulance. He does have some nerve damage in his left hand where he can't feel 2 of the fingers, the full fingers, and parts of the other fingers except the thumb. He can feel the thumb. He's got some therapy to do, and he had to go through some burn specialists and things like that. So, well, I have a lot of faith in people, and this park especially, really rallied together. The evening of the fire, George and Lucinda took them to the hotel and helped to take care of the children while Rachel and Gary were dealing with the fire and fire marshal and so on. We had neighbors, David, who was helping, and Dallas Hughes and his wife, who brought over food for the kids and drinks for the kids, and a neighbor who had just had a baby the week before Rachel. And obviously the formula for the baby was engulfed in flames and no bottles. And she had to nurse the baby, and that was Christina, and she, amazing, just amazing. Every single person here has donated in some way, shape, or form, and that's just amazing. And then from here, churches have donated. The Women's Quilting Guild made quilts for every one of them in the family. Elizabeth and her husband sold them their trailer so that they had a place to go. You just don't find this in the big cities. This is a wonderful community. Valley View is a wonderful community. Everybody came together. Josh, who lives here in the park, took the next day off to help me set up a GoFundMe. I had never done that before, so I knew nothing about doing that. And he helped to set that up with me so that we could financially help them get some of the things and replace some of the things that they had lost in the fire. They're very fortunate to be got out of it. The fire marshal even said they're very fortunate to be here. My father, I was roughly 21 years old. His house caught on fire, and he burned about 65% of his body. He had skin grafting done and things, and so he knows how the healing process is with the burns, and I'm fortunate to have him, so this is my second time dealing with this, and hopefully not a third ever. Me personally, I would love to thank all the residents here at Lake Point RV Resort. They're amazing. They're amazing to me. They're not community, they're family. I want to thank my bosses, Chase and Zach and Clay and John, for helping them to get a hotel the night of the fire and giving me the time off to help my family. I'm very fortunate to have and work for wonderful people like that. I want to thank the residents of Valley View for taking the time to go through and bring in donations and drop off gift cards and everything. And then again, thank you as well for taking the time to do this story. They're gonna need your basics, diapers, pull-ups for the kids, some clothing. They don't have much of clothing themselves. They could use sweats, shorts, those kinds of things. So laundry items, laundry soap, all those things that matter. Well, again, I just want to reiterate that Valley View and Lake Point RV Resort is an amazing place. And if you're looking for a place to live and have a family-oriented sense and have great neighbors and great policemen and great firemen and friends and family, this is the place to be. I want to thank the firemen that were here that evening. I want to thank the ambulance drivers, everyone who was here trying to salvage what they could for my son and took care of their family. All the thanks in the world can go to you. I can never repay you for that.
So if you watched Michelle's story, she mentioned that there's a GoFundMe, and I will leave the link below so that if you want to help this family, you can go ahead and give to the GoFundMe, and I appreciate it, and really appreciate hearing such a positive story about how the people in the RV park and how all of the community rallied around this family in their time of need. So I hope you enjoyed this heartwarming and uplifting story. We'll see you soon.